Well. Once again, it's me, your favorite. The guy who takes the pictures. The guy who dreams big. The guy who sounds big. The guy who is big, and pretty much talk about society, life in general, people, where they going, where they coming from, how they gonna get there, and how they gonna move the next day, or where they going the next day. Does it seem different to you that since you got a new president, things change? Or not? Have things changed? Have things gotten better? Or they get worse? That's a question you want to ask yourself. Are you truthful? Are you loyal? Are you a winner? Or you're not a winner? Are you a follower? Followers do things all the time. They follow people. Winners do things all the time. They listen. They don't follow. We're the generation that we do a lot of different things all the time. We either believe something's going to happen, something's not going to happen. We either believe for the one man or the other man. Or vice versa. We can say woman now. These days have changed since the last 60 years. Believe it or not. They changed in more ways than one. It's the pizza powder. Powder pizza. Tower. You're either getting bigger or you're getting smaller. Do we know? A lot of people know. Does the money make you grow? Or does the money make you slow? Or does it make you slow down? That's a question you like to ask yourself. For about a year now, we went through a deficit, a mess called "It's Your Fault." Ooh, wow, that's a good one. Yeah, it's your fault. It's everybody's fault. For the ones who stand up and the ones who didn't stand up. For the ones who still not standing up and sitting down. Figure out what you're talking about. Well, we have people, and you're always going to have those people that are called followers. And you have the people that will always be leaders. Well, the followers will follow you if you say the sky is blue and you tell them it's green. They said, okay. The leader says, I don't think it's green. I think it's another color, and that's my opinion. That's where you have the opposite, to believe and not to believe what people say or not say. And then you have the eternal belief. The eternal people believe in 1,000 different things as well. Those things that are going to take care of you or they're not going to take care of you. You see, the whole thing is about educating yourself. Everybody says, well, educating yourself, figure out how to do that. Well, people have been doing it for years. Some people are reading, some people read for you, some people read by themselves, some people get somebody to read for them. Either way, it's still education. See, education doesn't stop because you think that you can't do something. It stops when you don't do it. It's like religion. Everybody can pick a religion. It all depends on what you want to use it for. And for years and years, we've been using religion for a lot of things. Fault, man fault, woman fault, don't matter. We have used it for a long time in a departed way. What do you mean by that? Well, if he does right, I'll do right. Well, if she don't do right, I ain't do right. Well, Lord send me this, or Buddha send me this, or Allah send me this. Jehovah send me this. I mean, man, you can shoot. The world is meant for freedom. And freedom we have used for a long time in the worst way. How's it? Your own way. Well, I want to be free. Well, how you want to be free? You don't. If you can't spell free, you can't be free. If you can't stand up on your own 2 feet, then you're not free again. You in the lingas, a lean. You might well sing your song about it. I was leaning free when I was free. Now I'm leaning, now there's no more free. Lean. That's the way I'm going to be. If I want to walk on the water, I'll walk on the water. If I want to believe what I believe, I believe what I believe in. See. So we all have a certain belief that carries us a long way. Whether you got 4 children or you got 1, whether you've been marrying a big friend or whether you've been not marrying a big friend, it doesn't matter. See, we get the wrong concept. Believe if we happen to be in the right family, we're gonna turn out right. That's the biggest lie I've ever been told. Okay? If you pick your family, and you believe you pick your family, spiritual, then you still have a family that you pick. That don't mean the family picked you. You say, well, Earl, how can this be? Well, first of all, everybody has to believe in something. And if the family believes they picked you, then they believe you picked you. And then you say to yourself, well, I wasn't there, so I picked y'all. And then once again, you got 2 people believing what they picked, spiritually or scientifically, or just plain humility. Humility being human, science being science fiction, and the spirit being the spirit of the Holy Ghost that you believe in, you believe what you want to do and what you're trying to translate. You see, we translate a lot of things in life. I translate my wife. It's like, me and my wife have a great understanding because we don't translate neither one of us. If we don't like it, it ain't gonna go right, and that's bad for both of us. And it ain't got nothing to do with strength, that you want to call it mental strength or nature strength, because it ain't got nothing to do with fist strength. Okay. Everybody has the opportunity to right and wrong. Some people just follow the wrong path. And are you going to ridicule a person because he went the way that he shouldn't have went, and you went the way you should have went and end up wrong? That doesn't help anybody. That's called a common call. That's like a bomb waiting to blow up. Because each individual, I believe, deserve each individual. I believe each individual stands for each individual. I believe if it wasn't for one individual, then there wouldn't be another individual. Because someone has to make a stand. Someone has to lay down. Someone has to get up. Everybody doesn't fall at the same time. Unless you're a communist, everybody doesn't get up at the same time. I don't give a damn how you look at it. Somebody's going to fall an inch, a second before the other. Born the same way. Nobody's born the same time. So why would we try to make it in our own minds, everybody the same? Hello, let's start thinking about this again. Everybody the same. Let me sing a song on that. If I was the same, I'd be a dream. If I were the same, I'd be water. If I were the same, I'd eat my own food. If I were the same, I would just be me. So, we all can't be the same. We was born on this earth for a certain thing and born to try a certain thing. Okay? We was born to believe that whatever comes along, it didn't just come along. Somebody created it, somebody placed it, somebody moved it, and there it is. So now it sits there waiting on somebody to come along and define. Well, define can go in a lot of different ways. You can tear it up. You can write it up. You can make something happen out of it. It don't matter how you do it. Whatever's there is meant to be there. It's meant to. A collard green doesn't stay in your garden because you plant it. Somebody come pick it. Okay, that's like everything else. You can think about anything you want to think about, from a car to a human being. If you fix it, somebody come get it. If you're a human being, if you fix yourself up, somebody come get you too. That's the way it works. But as individuals, the virus that we talked about, we all talk about it. One way or another, we talk about it. Now, does it solve anything? I don't know. Does it help anything? I don't know. I know it costs a lot of people. For myself, it costs a lot of mess to go along. From washing your hands or washing your butt, it costs a lot of turmoil. Some things you should already know naturally, should come naturally. but didn't come. So we suffer. Not everybody suffers, things suffer, no, and not everybody will. You know, but a certain thing, like I said, you know, you it's called common knowledge. Read, listen, or get help, or learn before you spurn yourself to get out and say, I know it all. Nobody knows it all. Nobody in this world knows it all. Now, you decide to go in another world, that's possible. But on this world that we're living with, the mountains are out there, the trees are out there, and the wind's out there, and the snow's out there, the water's out there, the sun, moon, night, and cold and winter days hits, they're all out there. If somebody was smart, they say, hey, turn it all off. They live one way, but that's not the way it works. It doesn't work that way. So the heaven and earth says, okay, this is the way to go Almighty, or however you want to call it. Made it work. That's why you can breathe when you want to breathe. You can't jump off the earth. Tell you what, jump off and let me know you jump off and tell me where you went. I'll ready to listen and film it. Okay? You can't jump off it. You can't fly above it. You can't go around it. You say, oh, well, I'll be doggone. Well, you didn't. You know what? Number one, you didn't invent it. If you would have invented it, you would have said, hey, 7 days. And 7 days to how many? Don't know, do you? Some say 7 days. 1 day is a million, is a 1,000. That's what some say. So if it took 1,000, that means it took 7,000 days to make the world. That's what some may have said. When they gathered all the water in there and bring them all together, but there was two together, one was on each, whatever. Hey, just a little bit of history on whatever you think. The bottom line is, truth stands alone. You can't bend it, you can't fold it, and you cannot decide it, because when somebody tells the truth, you know it. It's like the feeling in your bones. Like I got the feelings in my bones and I don't. Got the feeling in my bones and I'm home. Got the feeling in the bones when I know that I'm gone. I got the feeling in my bones when I'm grown. That's what some people say. They believe in they grown. And, you know, that's what most people believe in grownness, and I believe in this and I believe in that. Grown says I'm 21 in the United States of America. Not every other country, but in the United States of America. But it also says I can take a weapon at 18, but I can't drink. But I can go in the military and kill somebody. So to me, the concept is not all together. If the Constitution was for everybody, and everybody would read the Constitution, then we would be in this problem. But half people and half y'all out there, you don't even know what the Constitution means. You don't even know what it stands for. So why should I say, well, let me go down the line and say this is what all 13 chapters meant? No, not happening. You need to read for yourself and see what you can gain from it. Because a lot you can gain from it. It was meant for a lot of people. You know? Once upon a time, it said James Madison and Thomas Jefferson and all them other folks, every one of them was Christianese. Well, that was okay, they screwed up already. Somebody said, that's right. They said, because I didn't believe it. I was a wicker. Well, I wasn't no wicker, but I was a quicker. Well, I wasn't no quicker, I was a Jehovah's Witness. Why wouldn't I was Chaplain Paplin? Why wouldn't I was Cream Christian? Why wouldn't I was Christian Science? Why wouldn't you know what I'm saying? You can become anything you want. You can dream a whole lot of dreams and you won't accomplish nothing. Stupidity brings a long ways and it stops a long way. Stupidity says I don't have to. Stupidity says I want to. The will of man says I want to. The will of man says I don't have to. When the will of man gets together with himself, he makes a choice. Do I want to do this to conquer more, or do I want to lose more? That's the will of man. But I don't care how y'all look at it. I don't care how you believe it. It is what it is. Because if a person says, hey, I'm going to give you something. Give me what? You're not giving me anything. Nothing in this world is given to be given. 6 years ago, I can say yes, it was. I remember going across the street and Mr. David would give me some gum. It was free. I remember boxing matches we played around with in the store. It was free. 60 years ago. Nowadays in time, you got to go to the water fountain and pay for the water almost if you drink it before you put it in the cup. Free. Ain't no more free lollipops. Ain't no see there? Ain't no more free to the next man. Matter of fact, the lollipops here, look at this one. This lollipop is so small, I can break it open. And they had a big lollipop way back in the day. Now look at it. Smaller than an ice cream cone. So, brothers and sisters, that's what you are to me. You my ears, you my eyes, and some of you is my soul, but soulmates only have one. And she happens to be German. And we call her Miss Hydra. That's what I call her. I call her a lot of names. Sweetheart, baby sugar. I call her some one of them silly because I be silly. So, but as a person who persevere every day and dream every day, what can I do for my spouse? How do I want to treat my spouse? How nice can I be? Can I lean on her for every word? I can. If my wife says something, you can doggone believe she means what she said. And that's to me for all eternity. My children, that's a different story. However, where they learn it from? They learn from their parents. There's not a child out there that don't learn something from their parents. There's not a child out there who don't understand their parents. There's not one child out there that says, I wish I could really understand my parents and I can be like them. No. It doesn't work like that. Because I believe that God Almighty says, I had a purpose for you before you were born. Before you came from your mother's womb, your plantation was already presented before you. You didn't know it. And when you don't know it, you don't pick it up. You don't pick it up, that's where the problems come in. Because now you're doing entirely something entirely different that you didn't want to do. Or somebody told you was great enough to do it. You've seen it. Don't tell me you haven't seen it. You've seen the actors on TV that look like they acted yesterday. You've seen the singers that couldn't throw a tone in the bucket. So two things they did. They learned how to do more or left it alone. That's what society says. No kings, no queens. None of that. None of that can make you who you are. You get on the bike, you try to ride it. You never rode it, you're going to fall off. What's determination whether you want to ride or not? You get in the pool, you figure out the water's deep, the water swim, can you swim or not? Knowing that the water can kill you with just a little bit of water get in them lungs and you're gone. But you take a choice. And see, young people, old people, in between people, that's what I'm trying to tell you about life. You have made the decision for so many years to say, I want the vaccine, I don't want the vaccine, or I want to listen to the news, I don't want to listen to the news, I want to listen to people bringing it, or I don't want to listen to people bringing it. But yet you have not stood up for yourself. So we call self-elevation. Self-reservation. Self says, I don't care who's not standing up, I'm going to stand up. I don't care who's not going to use it, I'm going to use it. That's self-elevation. You know? My nephew, got a lot of them. But one of them says, Uncle Earl, you know what to do. You know exactly what to do. And I said to myself, you're right. Because an individual stands alone when he wants to do something concrete. And once he conquers it, oh, he becomes mightier than a sword without his hair. But until he conquers it, he be on alone. Yep. So we sit back and we say, wow, 2021, that's a new president. What makes him new? Because because his face has been on them and you never seen him before? Or because somebody picked him and you didn't know who picked him? Most people say they know the pick. Most people say they picked the right one. Did they? You look at the woman on the left of him. What role is she gonna play? Oh, she's the vice president. Okay, what role is she gonna play? Time will tell. Sometimes people jump into the fire instead of in the frying pan. Okay. See, if you jump in the fire, you know you're burnt. That's where it's turned. But if you're in a frying pan, at least you can get cooked just a little bit, and maybe pull to the side, take care of yourself. Which is different. Well, when we look at society, and look at all the changes, we know we didn't do it. First of all, we're too small. We don't make enough money to look at it and smile at us. If they're doing the opposite, saying, what? That's for the birds. No. My suggestion is this. Time is getting short. When I say time is short, I can sing a song for it. And here I go. Time is getting short. Get to know your friends. Time's getting short to be with you and then. Time's getting short. Don't worry about the enemy. Time's getting short. Just move on to the light. Cause time's getting short. Where your family will be at your heart. Time's getting short. Where your family will be your part. But time is getting short. So, what I just said to you, the time is in ethic. In other words, don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow. Because if you do, tomorrow is always going to come. Now, whether you be there or not, that's a whole different story. But tomorrow will show up on a bright and perfect time. You'll be like, oh, what time is it? Boop, it's already there. That way you don't be like me. Be like hiding. I said, man, I wish I could have went, but I didn't. Man, I wish I could have saw my friend pass away, but I didn't. Man, I could have seen my sister, my brother. Well, right down the road. The Jack Street, right down the road. Didn't go see him. Didn't go see her. Because we had a dispute. We had a debate. What, the debate happened last year? Last year. Didn't I just tell y'all this is a new year? Shall I sing the song again? It's the new year, come on down. It's the new year. It's the new year, come on down. Though your body's weird. Get rid of all your troubles. Get rid of all your lovers. It's a new year. Let's do it again. So start all over again to meet some new friends. Throw yourself behind, don't spend any time. Other words, my friends, to forgive and to forget. As my wife said, I don't think no one ever forgives to forget. But to forget to forgive, because a lot of forgiveness does not run and make true to forgiveness. Otherwise, once the light is lit up, it's gone. And if 5 or 6 years later on, then somebody will say, man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Live and forget. Where are you going with this song? Don't you know it's a long song? To live and forget. To live and forget. Take your troubles, your worries, your planes, your train. To live and forget. I had a boss man a long time ago. He said, if you do your work, you're fine. But don't come here jibbling. Otherwise, when I go to work, when I did, I went to work. And I'm going to tip, I pull my hours. Okay? Now, 2 times I was late. Not enough time to count it, but I was late. Was it my fault? What was my fault? Nobody's fault. You're late, you're late. Don't do anything wrong. You're late, you're late. You didn't set the clock, you're late. Time you set the clock. And traffic right there, you would have been your train. Going to the bathroom, I'm late. Late for what? Kind of important date. What kind of date? Believe it or not, some of your dates hadn't even came yet. Believe it or not, your date is still waiting on the block. Because you ain't hadn't changed your mind on certain things. And the good Lord don't like that. Well, I don't know who you want to call him. I said, I am thee. Go and tell them. Show them I am thee. It's in here. Any question for me now? No? Because my blog is set up ways that I'm trying to let the people know that's more one way you can survive. You don't have to wait on the welfare. Sometimes you can trust on your buddy. If you got any, you don't have one, you might need to get one. You said you're 25 either. Because there's something that a buddy or friend can tell you that your parents may not want to ever tell you. You go down with a pair of shoes and got holding until they got holy. And the grandma said, holy. Holy means all everywhere around. You got hold of you seen the other dance. Well, no, the shoes untied. What did I tie from the front do? So, and they were closed. That's life. You take the depth of the significance of getting in the college of mess to brighten yourself. Because if you don't, you're following the same pattern. And that same pattern will get you nowhere. You know what that's to do? It'll say, well, Earl got put me on this, he told me this is the easy way. Oh, did he? Okay. We'll deal with whatever Earl gets in. Earl, come on in. Whoop-a-doom. Whoop-a-doom. Yep. Concentrate. So whatever I told you, and whatever I did tell you, it's a lot of concentration you need to concentrate. You need to concentrate on what I'm going to do next week, what I'm going to do next month. See, and here's all y'all people that miss Valentine's Day. My anniversary's coming up. Well, all you people that miss Valentine's Day, you can't go get the money and the ice cream, you can't get all that stuff. Happy Valentine. Don't count. It only count if you mean it. See? If you mean it, all the stars in the sky will take you back. in total. If you didn't mean it, it's going to show up some later. Sooner or later. If you're looking for later. Meditation. So, I meditated for a minute. How long did you meditate? Did you think about me while you meditating? If you did good. Because my meditation says, Earl bring the good news to people who want to hear it. If people don't want to hear it, they're not going to hear it. If people want to turn on and follow him, going to follow him. If people says, hey, Earl is full of boo-boo. If people can say Earl is full of papa. And people can say Earl is telling the truth about everything that he's told us so far. From the virus, which we already know, from anything else is not so indicative, so deadly. Because was everybody be dead? Would nobody be live today talking on no broadcast about no virus if it was all that? Okay? So, with all that the news and all the news you hear, two things you need to do. You need to believe in yourself. That's number one. And if you believe in yourself, you're going to say to yourself, all this is not true. Now, if you believe in yourself, number two, you say, all right, I'm going to read a point just because I'm going to read, because I can. I'll get somebody to read for you. And you're going to see it where it says, the virus on the whole for certain long, and then it separates. But wow, if it separates, that means tell me that it disappears over time. It also tells me, as they said, you know you're supposed to change your mask 3 times. I've been thinking about cleaning the mask 3 times. And if they're doing it, with other mask, like on the street, laying down. Okay, so once again, you represent who? You having who? They're your fellow man, your fellow person. When you just deliberately stroll the streets. When people come from all different places, man, I wish I was in this next state. No, you don't. You get a high view of what's going on, you're gonna stay. But down on the bottom, nobody really take care of the crap. They let it go, they spit on the yard, they put big cans everywhere. That's the majority, they ain't some. And you wonder why people say, well, I don't want to live in over the ghetto. What ghetto? Everybody got them. You know, I mean, yeah, you meant what you said. You don't want to live in there with the ghetto. So therefore, you don't want to live in there with nobody who's not like you. Let's see. Time is near. Virus. Is it gonna kill us? Or are we gonna let it kill us? That's the question you ask yourself. Will you maintain or you're not gonna maintain? Are you willing to sit and say, I'm gonna wait around until it shows up, and when it shows up, I'm gonna let it smack me in my face and say I'm gonna die off with it? Or you're gonna say, I kick this virus out of my face down right here and now live a peaceful life. Sweetheart, it still becomes an individual. No one person, none. If you don't see them put it in their mouth, swallow it down there, go in the taco system, it never happened. So, that in touch and tone and everything, I believe. The butterflies, the chemicals, the Asian. Here's what you need to do. And me included. You need to make sure that you do everything in your power to be clean, successful. In other words, you got to go to the bathroom, go twice. If you got to go to somebody else, take a towel with you. It's that simple. Because your wife, I'm pretty sure, when you downtown, they don't leave them behind you, and that's the clothes I want anyway. But she want to do that because she want to help her husband out. That was that. Any mean minimum. Right? Any meeny man, mighty mo. Who's the fastest to go? Any meeny mighty mo could have been quicker, could have been shorter. I'm gonna watch this sometimes. If you meditated, it might have been too long. Well, if I meditated, it may to get you around. Because there's a lot of you do not understand the system. There's a lot of you depend on the system. And when you depend on the system, sooner or later, the system gets you like, ow, it's going to bite you in your little rear. Then what? No, the problem is not what it's what you're going to do. and for all the people that told you that what was right, and you didn't believe them, here's a little song for you. Stay out of my eyesight if you don't want to be me. Stay out of my eyesight if you don't want to be aware. Stay out of my eyesight if you can't believe. Stay out of my eyesight to do care. In other words, if you got a mask on, that's you. If I ain't got one on, don't bother me. Because I'm afraid of you now, because now you the chemical carrier. Yeah, you are the chemical carrier. With that note, until we meet again on the south side, north side, west side, east side, don't even matter which side. But we'll meet again and we will talk about system. Where to put them in the direction, and the right place, right time. Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to be putting in stuff and you're not going to be right to enjoy it. That's a good question when I say, well, am I going to enjoy this place? Am I going to... Sometimes. That's my great sorrow and great thing says, let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble for the new year. Let's see what it's going to bring us. Will it bring you happiness? Will it bring you sadness? Will it bring you aware of what's going on? Will it not? We're about to check it out. We're about to see. To my son, who I love, and my dearly daughter, who I love. Let's get on the right track. Let's do what we think is right, and don't worry about nobody else. Because if we do what we're doing right, then we'll be blessed, highly motivated, and doing what we believe is true. Yep. Things can happen to you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Things can happen to you if you're not in charge. Things can happen to you if you don't want to do what's right. Yeah, a lot of things can happen. But what we saying can happen when we know that things shouldn't be happening? What does should come in? Love thy brother, honor thy mother. Those things. Where did they come from? Very quiet. See, that's what happens when you meditate and you be very quiet and you be like, you don't have to go. You don't have to do the aerobics like Mullen. You can be doing this here. Yeah. All right. My wife said, Earl, you done had you meditated enough time. You done used up enough time. You get the point across. Did you get the point across? I think I did. I think people know what they're going to have to do to survive together, to vote together, to be around together, or they going to by themselves. Or you're going to do like the Hitler did and went to get a trash can, put over your bag, and the Americans walk down the street, and you be down the street, and they're not going to help you. You're going to help yourself. Believe in what yourself and do what you're supposed to do. Just do the right thing. That's all. Do the right thing. And you'll be fine. Figure it out. Meditation and all. Mm-hmm.